Father.
Good afternoon and welcome to your favorite news and current affairs program, 60 Minutes Nigeria. We apologize for commencing the program behind schedule. It promises to be exciting. The fallout of national events will form discussion today. You will recall that recently Anambra election was conducted and it was peaceful. You know the importance of the word peaceful because so many people were scared of the IPOB issue, but that did not come to play on that day, as everything as planned went on smoothly and the election was held peacefully. But that does not mean that the election didn't experience its own hiccups, but that was insignificant compared to the overall assessment of the Anambra election. So today we are looking at State of the Nation, strengthening democracy in Nigeria. It's not just about Anambra election, it's about strengthening democracy in Nigeria. And that is what we'll be discussing today. My name is Egosa Agbonlao. I have with me eminent personalities, HOD Business Law, University of Benin, Dr. Job Odion. Nice to have you on the show.
Nice to have you, Egosa, and good afternoon to the viewers.
Okay, we also have another seasoned politician, Pastor Miracle Oni. Nice to have you on the program.
Mr. Egosa, good afternoon. Viewers, good afternoon.
Okay, now the basis, strengthening democracy in Nigeria. Now, it is believed that if Nigeria must be catapulted to its prime position, taken to higher heights, if Nigeria must experience development, then the democratic tenets of the country must be strengthened. Democracy must be well enshrined, and it must be practiced perfectly for Nigeria to experience that remarkable infrastructural, political, social, economic development that we all yearn for. We'll start with Dr. Job Odion. Now, we'll start with the Anambra election. Now, some persons describe the Anambra election as a pace setter, that it was really peaceful, and those who lost conceded, except one of the parties said no, that he rejects, and that's the PDP rejected that. But the APC candidate said no, he wouldn't go to court. He accepted the results. But their monitoring groups also have their own assessment. We'll come to that later. But let's quickly take your own reaction to the Anambra election.
Thank you very much, Egosa. The Anambra election is a litmus test for the 2019 election. But beyond that, it's also vindicates the fact that successively we have been able to ingrain the spirit of free and fair election in our democratic sphere. You see, this is the 18th year since we launched this democratic journey uninterrupted. We learn and improve as time goes on. When we started in 1999, we had our hiccups. By 2003, we had the so-called do or die election, which was characterized by a lot of violence and electoral malpractices. But for by 2011, when Professor Jega came on board, he has set the template, the standard for what has become known as the free and fair election, free, fair, and credible. Those cliches are now used to describe our elections in the country. So the element of violence has reduced substantially. And for the president himself, he is a product of a free and fair election. Although I think the previous regime headed by Dr. Goodluck Jonathan had not given him the level playground to contest, he would not have been there in the first place. So the improvement in the electoral sphere is a beneficiary. And as nature will want it, as even God will mandate us, we should give back what we have gotten. So if he enjoyed that kind of free and fair election to be where he is, he owes a duty to Nigerians. He has no choice but to ensure. And so that is why Anambra election is not a surprise to me. We expect it to be free and fair. But like we said, the IPOB threat and the restiveness there was a huge challenge. But of course, we saw that it was well handled by the security agencies. But as to whether the election was massively, people were involved massively in view of the number of people who were registered and number of people who voted, actually, that's a different thing altogether.
Okay.
Violence-free elections we have come to witness in the last 8 years, 2011. So it's not a new phenomenon, really. It's just want to sustain the tempo.
Okay.
Of course, the other issue we address the issues of monetization.
Exactly. A lot will come with
inducement and other aspects of election. Those aspects are the worrisome aspects creeping.
Yeah, we'll come to that.
So
yes. Thank you, Dr. Joe Bodion. We'll come to that. That's a clear assessment of the Anambra election. But like I said, there were other issues that we need to talk about. If democracy must be strengthened in Nigeria. Pastor Mirakoni, a quick reaction. Starting with the Anambra election, so many persons were scared that people will sit at home, that there will be apathy, people will not participate in the election. But that was not to be, as there was a turnout of voters and the election went on smoothly. Your quick reaction to that?
You come to understand that the IPOD leader was out of place.
Okay.
That was one of the factors that make the election to be fair and fair. If it was within the vicinity of the people, I think they would have caused a lot of problems. But now they have a way of saying, where is this man now who will lead the problem to make sure that people did not come out to vote. And look at Willie Obiano, the governor of Abga. You come to understand that man is the performer. The APC or the PDP has no reason whatsoever to contest the election. Because that man...
They have reasons.
Yes.
They have no
actually, the man is the performer.
Yes, people can contest.
Yes, they will just go and fail.
Yeah.
Because the man has all it takes to... He has the report card. He has done a lot of things and people are in love with him. Even when the initiator's father, the person that started the Abga, Ojuku's son, they came to APC.
Yes.
It was... People expected that he was going to take a lot of people from that one. But he couldn't even take his wife. Because they felt that something must have gone down the carpet. I want to say that Obiano is a performer, and if he contests all the time, he's a performer, that he does not have any reason to come the talk time because the people has to lead. I want to say that looking at this aspect of governance, we have to make sure that people that are selfless are into power, are voted into power, and we should try to vote out the people that are selfish. Because if you look at the people that has kind of ruled this country in all states, put them together, you come to understand is father, mother, children, wife. And democracy is talking about the government of the people. And that is a good thing about Governor Adams Oshiomhole, our ex-governor of Edo State, that said let the people lead. But in this part of this country, the people are not leading. You understand? The people are not leading. Until they allow the people to lead, the people will dictate. The people will say who they will put in government and who will govern them, why they become the chief servant. Yeah. The thing cannot work. So let the people lead according to Oshiomhole. That is the good thing about him, but the people are not leading. I want to believe that if we allow the people to lead, dictate who will govern them, who will lead them, things will change. On Anambra election is a very fine one. We expect more of that job from INEC if it's true. And if they have gone to do something else, as we speak now, Anambra would have been burning. If they have gone to do something contrary to William winning that election, Anambra would have been burning and they would have regretted why they turned the table around.
Okay, just a follow-up to what Pastor Mirakoni has said, that if something mischievous has occurred or some other things mischievous occurred, then something else would have happened. But that has not happened. But rather, only the good aspect has happened, and that is the elected governor of Anambra State, Willie Obiano, has been issued with the certificate of return at INEC office in Awka, the state capital. That's the latest development. That means he's been officially announced as the winner with that INEC certificate of return. We also understand the National Commissioner and Head Legal Services of INEC, Mrs. May Abamuche, and the State Resident Electoral Commissioner of INEC, Dr. Nwachukwu Oji, supervised the presentation of the certificate to the re-elected governor, Chief Willie Obiano. The governor expressed joy receiving the certificate of return, thanked President Buhari, INEC, security agencies, and all those who made the election a success. The Resident Electoral Commissioner, Dr. Nwachukwu Oji, said the certificate is the symbol of the mandate of Chief Obiano received from the people at the election. He described the November 18th exercise as peaceful, free, fair, credible, commended by the people of the state for their orderliness during the election. So that's the latest. Okay, but talking about other issues that cropped up, the Independent Service Delivery Monitoring Group has alleged widespread vote buying by political parties. So that's an issue that cropped up.
Yes,
now, it is alleged that there was open buying of votes, inducement. And this is an age-long problem in the electoral system of this country. Now, agreed, it may be insignificant compared to the overall assessment. How can these kind of problems be eradicated, Dr. John?
Well, thank you very much, Gusa. That's a very big question. For us, we have been involved in elections at different levels.
Okay.
As supervisors, I had the privilege of being involved in 2011. I've handled the election matters. And one thing that is recurrent, like you rightly said, is this inducement, monetary or financial inducement. Now, we have heard so many people complain about it, but there are a lot of people who have worked on it. The fundamental reason is poverty. That is just the truth. That is the summary of it. Over the years, government has not performed credibly. They did not live up to expectations. Our people are impoverished. And politicians have not kept their promises too. So for the average voter, they see you as someone who comes to them every 4 years to seek their vote. They vote for you, believing that you're going to perform. Once you get there, they don't see you, no access to you, you won't perform. It's even worse for those who are supposed to be representing them at the lawmaking arms of government. If an average councillor, an average House of Assembly member, he comes to you, the young man, a young person you knew from the scratch as he was growing up, and they come to you for a vote, you entrust, you invest, because your vote is an investment. The social contract. The government should reciprocate. The individual should reciprocate. But so when you don't do that, you not say, what do we do? Let us find a way to get our little token, cash in hand, or pay as you go.
Yes.
And so for voters, especially the young ones, the youth now, because the youth are many people who vote these days. The elderly ones come out once in a while, but even the youth have succeeded in also convincing the elderly ones that you have to collect these things. Even though it was done in the 60s, the days of our AWO and the rest has been there, but not as prominent. Now they see it as their own benefit of democracy. So if I have to leave my house 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning to go and queue up and vote for you, so I can go and have the largesse in quotes, I assume, then make it worth my while. So give me 2,000, give me 5,000 and all that. For me, if I stayed at home, I wouldn't have gotten that.
Exactly.
So for me, it's immediate benefits. If I came to vote for you voluntarily, you could have performed or you will not perform. So I have to wait for the next person to vote you out. So for me, I have an immediate benefit.
Okay.
So people are trying to mitigate damage. What's going in law to mitigate their damage or losses. If I don't vote, you'll still be there in the first place. Because people have really lost faith in this process over the years. If I vote for you, you still not perform. So what is my take? Vis-a-vis. Let me get this one from you. So that's
what has led to this issue of inducement.
Yeah, that cycle because of poverty.
Okay.
Unemployment. Our youth are not fully employed. Our elderly ones are not having children they can boast of to take care of them their succor.
Yes.
The old woman goes, let me collect umbrella. Imagine umbrella. Let me collect salt. Let me collect stockfish. It's as bad as that. Other clients where it's not happening because they've reached a level where they've struck a balance. There's also greed. Maybe my colleague wants to mention there's also greed also. There are those who even have it. It could be a young man, I have 5,000 in my pocket, but I actually want to go for some bottle of beer. That is free money. For Nigeria here, we love what is quote unquote free money. But no money is free. There are strings attached. The man gives you, he spends ₦1 million to buy votes and goes out to steal 100 million. So who is the loser? You and I. So that itself is a problem. But talking about solution, I think solution-wise, our laws have to be more watertight. Because from my experience on the field, it's difficult to prove inducement. It's difficult. There were people who went into elections, tried to video these things, you couldn't prove it. Because at the end of the day, you couldn't establish that even if you gave somebody money, they're going to vote for you. Even though we know the habit of proving that if I give you money, you're going to vote party A. But when it gets to the tribunal where you're going to establish it, you cannot prove that because I gave Mr. A money, you voted for Mr. B. That if I didn't give him money, I didn't give him, that's why I lost. So inducement and how it affects monetary inducement and how it affects election has not been well established in our electoral jurisprudence. Because of that, people do it and get away with it. But until people are punished, you hear somebody's election is annulled, not because there was violence, not because he was not qualified, because he induced voters with money, induced voters with rice, barbecue. Inducement is in whatever form. Once that can be done, the election is struck down, even if just for a councillor, it is annulled. People are learning their lessons. But for now, people have done it and gotten away with it without being specific. We know we have experienced that on the field, and we see that it's something that has to be addressed by all stakeholders.
Yeah, Pastor Miracle, you have participated in the electoral process before now, so you have practical experience as a politician. Now, looking at allegations of inducement, people paying cash for votes, how can this kind of problem be eradicated from our electoral system?
Yeah, that is why our politicians continue to be in power. In quote, politicians in the sense whereby people that have been sponsored to go and take a particular position. For example, I'm sponsoring you to take position. I'll go and look for, bring all the money and give it to you, go and buy votes. And when you get there, the first thing you do is to first recoup. Maybe you borrow that money, so that I'll pay back ×2. First, you recover before you begin to think on how to load your pockets. Another problem is that the country the politicians has made our youth, according to my friend, they are now so poor. They don't create jobs. Even when government is supposed to be continuity, instead of continue from where the former government stopped, even if it's maybe APC, PDP, if PDP is taking over from APC, you come to understand that the project that one has abandoned with style, they couldn't complete it. Instead of him to come and complete it and let it continue, they will abandon it. And before you know it now, they will bring in the money, they begin to share it, and by the time they share the money to the people, because they don't have a job, you don't blame our youth because they don't have a job. They just say, okay, now my own, this is my own, and let me just take this, like I said, let me just take this one, this is my own benefit. They forgot that on that, the 4,000 or the 5,000 they are taking from that portion is their free education, is their good road, is their electricity, is their everything that has to do with good governance. And you come to understand that by the time they continue to do this, the people that we are saying they are bad leaders, bad people, they'll continue because they have decided to perpetually leave the youth in poverty. And at the end of the day, that they cannot work. So the best bet now is to begin to shun monetary politics. In doing that is for the youth to take the baton of leadership in their hands, look at the people that can do good things to benefit them. Look at look at this. I want to apologize. I want to give an example.
No, don't mention.
I'm not mentioning. I want to mention a project. There's a project in this state now, whereby they are supposed to continue with it. The project is still lying down there, and the project has been commissioned. It's better for the project to be commissioned after commissioning the project as that the commission, bring in the facility, ensure that the one continue, and ensure they will employ people. That project is just there. They'll give it big names, and then nothing is working. I want to appeal to our youth to show monetary politics so that we can have our destiny in our hands, so that we can be able to use our voters' card to vote at people we don't want. And when we vote at the people we don't want, at the end of the day, we now bring in people that we want that will be selfless in governance. Good government is the problem we are having, good governance. And we can't get it because the people will go and buy, they're still ready to buy, they'll continue to buy until we have changed our idea. And by the time we change our idea, we'll say, okay, let's not allow this to happen. It's a personal decision. It's okay, leave this man, give me 100 million, I will not vote for him. When that man tries it and nobody votes for him, start spending such amount of money, the next person will learn.
That's a very good one. That's a pound share to solving the problem. My discussants have made it very clear here that from the point of law, if it can be established that there is inducement and somebody is punished, for what we hear, this monitoring group is just alleging. There are allegations not yet proven. Now, if there are allegations of inducement and whoever is found culpable suffers, my analysts, my discussants believe that will curb the problem. And Pastor Miracle has also said that if politicians allegedly induce voters and after giving whatever they want to give, people respect or people try to maintain integrity. The voters maintain integrity by not voting according to what they get, but rather according to their conscience, that such person will be dissuaded and that other politicians will not follow suit. We are actually looking at state of the nation, strengthening democracy in Nigeria. We've looked at the recently conducted election, governorship election in Anambra State, where Chiwili Obiano emerged, the incumbent governor, so he's been voted to serve for a second term, and I know that he's still basking in the euphoria of success in Anambra State. But there were hiccups, and we are trying to look at how such problems can actually be eradicated. Under this government, President Buhari's government administration, we've seen elections. We've seen the Ondo election, another acid test, and we've seen that there is need to strengthen democracy. If we are imitating the developed democracies in the world, then we must be seen doing it right. And how do we do it right? We'll come back to Dr. John.
Thank you very much,
yes.
Now, like I said, we are preparing for 2019, and I'm sure you may be aware the National Assembly has reviewed our Electoral Act.
Okay.
They carried out some amendments, far-reaching amendments. One of such is that hopefully we should be able to go by way of electronic voting.
Okay.
In 2019. The act has been put in place to ensure that it's done. Of course, the card reader thing that has caused a lot of problem. Of course, the act has also been reviewed to address that. There are a lot of innovation. I cannot go into details now.
Yeah.
Party funding, electoral crimes, like this inducement we just discussed. Like I mentioned, even you may not prove it in court that the man was a beneficiary of inducement, but if somebody is caught exchanging money or doing that thing outward, he will be punished. Even if the candidate goes away with the election, the person doing that, the agents they use
will be punished.
For electoral.
You serve with J10.
So that people don't even get what we call the special court, electoral crime tribunal or courts to try persons who engage in this electoral malpractice. So that the report of Wade, just Wade's report, which was put in place almost 10 years ago now, that was during advanced regime or something.
Okay.
Now that report is being implemented gradually during the snowballing manner, but with this amendment that we have in place now, we are going to get to a level where we will get better elections than we have seen in Anambra. So I imagine by the time Osun and Ekiti comes to play by next year or whatever, we will see improvements. So our electoral system is not there yet, of course, as we have it in other climes in the Western world. But I think we have gotten very far ahead. And like I said, this Electoral Act, which is the law that governs it, is very, very hard. Even on political parties, internal democracy is in place now. We saw happen in PDP and other people, those who felt they were not okay had to move to other parties instead of staying in the party and causing confusion. The area of multiple candidates no longer feasible. And I also want to add that the other Electoral Act now, there's a proposal to have what's called independent candidature.
Okay.
So at the area of godfathers in parties, mustering candidates who are not sellable. But when the candidate is not sellable, that's when you have to buy votes. If I'm sellable in a party and I feel shortchanged, I go as an independent candidate. You also don't believe in party politics, because as a person I believe that I'm known in the street.
Yeah.
That was practiced some time ago under the so-called zero-party election.
Yes.
Councillors didn't need a party. Why do the councillors need a party? As a councillor, as a man who is known on the street, that I come to as a young
within
man,
the local
as
setting.
a young man, they know me. I'm a bike rider
amongst the people.
I'm a jovial person. I carry people free of charge. I used to be the town crier.
Exactly.
I used to sweep the market square. I've done a lot of things for the community. I still want to continue to be a councillor now. What do I need a party for? So my personality sells me out. So we don't need parties at that level. So it's going to cascade downwards. We don't need a party to become a councillor or even have an assembly. So these are who represent us. So tell us who you are. And not claim to a party that has made its name or that has godfathers or that has the bulwark of finance to finance you. So these are put in place. So what is now left is our voter, the electorate. They have the orientation, like I said, the idea of
proper enlightenment,
money.
Yes.
NOA. I don't think there's NOA in this country. You have to.
They are doing their job. Yes, national orientation agency. So they need to enlighten the electorate more.
I have said that with us. Yes. Because they need that agents to wake up strong.
It should be revamped.
Tell voters what they want to hear. Our political parties must be put on their feet. And then we all, intelligentials, businessmen, and then they should go into party politics and make sure that they put their feet down. So that party politics is not for those who just believe it's a money-making venture. Those who want to serve should go into party politics. So that you can also broaden the scope of the parties themselves. Once this is done, with the law put in place, with the policies put in place, and with the right attitude, I'm sure we'll suddenly see ourselves where we may not expect to be in a short while.
Okay, Pastor Miracle, we are imitating developed democracies. How do we get it right?
Yes, to get it right is doing it in the right form. The people, if I want to mention some, if you look at the elections, after all the elections, you say let's go to court, for example. You come to us and even that our judges are not even helping matters. If this country must survive this democratic section, our judiciary must play a very major role. They must call a spade a spade. Not if after we have heard that this person is supposed to win the election, because money has passed through under the carpet, he has gone to turn it because you have the final say. That is not supposed to be so. I want to say that we as a people, in any office you find yourself, you should do it right. When you do it right, you as a governor must not expect that you are using the people's money to do one to the other. You need to be applauded for it. You wanted to be. You appeal to the people to make you be what you want to be. I haven't gotten to that place. You are using the same people's money to oppress the people. It's not so. We should try all we are supposed to do by way of ensuring that in any office you are, like if you are the governor of any state, if you are the governor of any state, and if people are saying what you are doing is not proper, you should have a listening ear. I remember that when people are campaigning, people say, oh, the man with the listening ear. When they get to that position, they no longer listen to the people. You see people carry placards all over the places. Yeah. They carry placards because things are not done the right way they should be do it. And every people carry placards, maybe people like the people in Group A, they are carrying placards because of what is done against them. Yes. You will now ask the police or the SSI to go and clamp them down. It's not supposed to be done like that in democracy. There's supposed to be the freedom to say and not freedom to keep quiet. If I talk about, for example, about the president now, if I walk out of this gate, they will just say, enter this vehicle, enter the car. They whisk me away. It's also possible that what I have gone to say is what is supposed, is for them to hear and make corrections. Or they won't make corrections. They don't want people to talk one thing or the other by way of check and balancing what they are doing. We should try and do it right. We should do what we are supposed to do at the time. Some years ago, I was in this station when this militant matter started. And I told them that Oloibiri, where oil was first struck, is experiencing degradation in their area of operations now. If you go to that place, you'll be shocked. Where oils are found, yet there's no means of livelihood. They are not giving what belongs to the people back to the people. By the time they begin to give what belongs to the people back to the people and ensuring that governance is good by way of good governance, there will be no need for all these things we are doing about. And if we decide to say, okay now, let's show monetary politics, reduce the price of governance, people won't be fighting over it. When you discover that when the price of governance is reduced, people won't want to die over it. And if I have my way, I'll say, let's craft political parties. Test your popularity. When you are popular, go and contest. When you win, you go on. You don't even need money to play your politics. But when you are not popular, people want to sell you by all means. By bringing that man that is not popular, they want to sell it. They want to give people money. It is my person now by way of governing. Don't worry, it's my child. Vote for him. Bring this one. Give this one money. Give some money. Make sure you deliver your work. Make sure you deliver your units. These are the problem. And at the end of the day, you want that money back. Before you know it now, you won't be able to operate.
So, because Pastor Miracle, I think you need to let our viewer understand what you're talking about. You are trying to make a point that probably when you win elected position, it should not be so lucrative in terms of finance.
Yes.
The money that you will make.
Yes.
It should not be played up. So maybe you want to explain that better.
You see, our senators are even receiving more than the U.S. president.
Allegedly.
Yes.
That is something we cannot really prove.
Yes.
But
the money,
to bring it down to the local people.
The money that they are getting from the price of governance is too high. they should reduce it. If it's supposed to be maybe 150, our estate is 150,000 naira. Illiterate.
No, you can't prove that.
Well, we cannot prove that.
Yeah, you are just saying I cannot prove it.
Why
But you know,
I want you to make it clear. I know there's a point you're trying to bring out, and Avia there can be educated, can be enlightened. Now, people, from what Miracle is saying, they seek political office because of the
gain,
the monetary gain, not just the gain, the monetary gain. But what Miracle is saying is that monetary gain should be reduced, so that if you are going there, you are going there to serve, not necessarily the monetary benefit. I think that's the point you're trying to make.
Yes, they should reduce it into two.
I agree with you.
If for example, maybe it's, you have say furniture allowance. Professor don't get furniture allowance. You say housing allowance. You have all these allowance that comes in millions.
Sitting allowance.
Yes, city allowance. All this one comes in millions.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, you come to understand that people want to die to make sure they get to that office. But when you reduce all these things to minimum, maybe the price of maybe 300,000 naira, for example, say, as their salary for the month, they won't kill each other over it. You won't see them throwing chess on the television. They will ensure that, what am I even going to fight for? If they don't want me to serve because I want to help them, let's rest. It will become better. Then you begin to see the dividends of democracy. Not what we are doing now. We have to go an extra leg to make sure that this is
Dr. Odri, I can see that you agreed with Pastor Miracle. You want to throw more light on that.
But you had a very strong point that you're focusing on the election process itself. But I think he has also gravitated to what comes after the election, governance and the office. I think that is part of the larger cry for restructuring, actually. But the restructuring template is not about regional issue per se. The government, size of government, type of government. But when you determine the size, type of government, you also determine the funding and the cost of governance. And so restructuring itself is a broader template.
Okay.
And so what it means that if what you're saying is going to go by, it means that, for example, I don't say, why do we have full-time status?
Yes.
Should be part-time.
Part-time. You know that, sir.
That would reduce the cost.
Part-time, yes.
So you could leave your ITV tomorrow and go to and ventilate your views and gravitate progress in your area and come back to your journalism. It shouldn't be a full-time job. There are those who have argued it, and it's a sound argument. I think that now, senators themselves, House of Rep, how many days do you see? 109 days out of 365 days. That is 110 now. So what do you do with the remaining days? So you go to committee, which means I could do my job as a full-time lecturer and also in the state.
Yes.
I can spend the remaining 200 days to do my so part-time lecture. Then those also believe that the remuneration is too high.
Yeah.
Make it average. If a permanent secretary salary is what you use as a benchmark, not anybody who left the civil service and who will become a permanent secretary, he shouldn't earn more than a PS if he goes to become a House of Assembly member or goes to become a governor or a commissioner or a senator. Because it takes almost 30 years to become, maybe 20 years to become
active service
secretary.
Yes.
It takes such a long to become a professor in university or to become a general in the army. So you use that as a benchmark. And so if these persons are well paid, if you pay somebody a reasonable amount that is not mind-boggling, like he said, the real people who are altruistic, who are patriotic, the nationalists, those who are community men, let's come down to our level, community men, the town crier, the man who you see every day fixing the road, you drive on the street, nobody wants to do it, he's the one that will go and I have one in my place, he does that to control the road. Then a person goes to serve, this same guy is just serving. So he will not be looking for big money. If you give him a little money to just take off his transport and the other, you serve. So that is the issue of restructuring. Governance in Nigeria is too expensive. I'm one of those who have always believed that the national government as we practice in Nigeria is too expensive. Maybe when we had money in the 70s, but now that our oil is drying up, now it has been abused.
Yeah.
I think I have said so in another forum that we need to look at that at the same time. We must not replicate everything. The US is a very big country, so they have bicameral at the federal level, senators and House of Rep. some of us believe we should have a unicameral at the national level.
Yeah.
In the real we know, but you can just have a House of Rep and forget about senators, because our states are creation of law. In the US, there are states, they keep together, they federate. So that is why you must have senators from each state.
Yes.
Based on their history.
Yes.
But we copy hook, line, and sinker. So we must have, because US has senators, we have senators. Why? So we have senators. If we have 9 House of Rep in Edo State, what do we have to do with the extra 3 senators? because tomorrow Edo can be created into two. You can have another Edo, Esan state or so you have another it now becomes 6 senators from the same state before. See it? So that American experience is different. So once I have to have a camera at the central level.
Restructuring should take care of all this.
It's a broader concept beyond just the electoral process itself.
Dr. Odio, I want to thank you. You really expatiated on that issue, and I hope our viewer there, you are following, you are enjoying the discussion. You can see the varied points being canvassed on the program today. Now, we are looking at strengthening democracy in Nigeria, and my discussants have also made it very clear that monetary gains should not be the reason for Nigerians seeking elective offices. That is one very important point that has been advocated on this program. Okay, now something happened in 2015, and we can't let that go. We noticed that a sitting president conceded defeat and allowed the opposition party to present or to take over rather, and we got a new president from opposition party. That was history made, and that was made possible by the former president Jonathan, who peacefully handed over the reins of power at the federal level to President Muhammadu Buhari, who is now the incumbent president of Nigeria. Now, we believe that other countries, other African countries are learning from that, and we believe that we must strengthen the democracy in Nigeria. Now, gentlemen, we'll start again with Dr. Odio. Now, when you have a ruling party in Nigeria, it becomes very difficult for you to have opposition. Like Pastor Miracle said, that he's scared to talk, that he doesn't want to be picked after the program. Yes. Now, we saw what former President Jonathan did. He conceded. Even before the final result was announced. That was history. So how can we strengthen this type of democracy?
Thank you very much. Like I said, it still borders on our orientation. Our politicians, when they get to government, should see it from the perspective that they are just occupying one aspect of governance. The opposition also has its own role to play. That is why I say this our system of government is winner takes all. Those who are kind of research that it should be participatory. You don't just win election and take over everything. You should also inculcate the opposition by way of evidence on position. The first in 1999, Obasanjo did it. The other party, it's not a war. It's not a winner takes all thing. We are all engaged in governance. If actually we had our truth, we had genuine reasons to campaign, to contest, it's about service. So when a man tells you this road you constructed for 10 million, I think you should have spent just 2 million and save money. That's saying you have stolen. That's where it has to be constructive. You have to also be mad in your language. So I'm going to say, this man has stolen 10 million. That road is supposed to be 2 million. We have to know this. I think this road you spent 10 million. I assume you spent 10 million. I'm not saying you stole it. I think if you.
But what you're talking about is semantics. No, but not everybody have that semantics.
Yes, because in African template, because of our temper, our ability. So that is what the white man does. That's why you have a shadow minister, shadow secretary of health in Britain. You will not come to the floor of the House of Commons and start insulting or pointing finger at the secretary himself from the Conservative Party. You won't do that. The shadow secretary will just come and dramatize everything mildly, innuendos, as the white man does. But the message is sunk. But in Nigeria, the opposition will come and say, no, you stole, I have the voucher, you stole 10 billion. The man gets incensed. He now develops a thick skin. He won't want to hear anything from you anymore. You see, because of that, he doesn't now believe that you're on the same side. He sees you as wanting to bring him down. So the opposition has a role to play. Be constructive. Do your research work. Be patriotic. Don't try to bring the government down. You bring the government down, you bring yourself down. Because you're also part of the government, very not. Then, for the man in power, like the judge said before, you must develop a thick skin. Those who live in glass house must not choose to. If you are sentimental, if you are temperamental, if you don't want to hear people talk anything about you, then stay in your bedroom and smoke your pipe there. But if you want to be in governance, you want to be a councillor, member of the House of Assembly, you want to be a governor, commissioner, minister, you want to be president, the alter ego, you should be ready to accommodate all manner of comments. They will insult you, but you should be focused. Out of those 100 insults, 10 will bring you back on track. 10 of those 100 people actually mean well for you and the country. And then the rule of law, let me talk as a lawyer now. The rule of law guarantees us freedom of expression, freedom of movement. So you don't have any reason whatsoever to muzzle down opposition or to muzzle down voices of dissent. That is what Mugabe just suffered now in Zimbabwe, even though we're not discussing him. On that line, what they enjoy is that freedom of expression. That is what separates the democratic world from the dictatorial world. That is what is happening in the US, where Trump facing all the barrage. But you have to be strong. He is strong. He gives it back to them. So when you are there in power, don't go there with the mindset that you are not a lord. You have a ministry. Once you have that mindset, you are going to muzzle down opposition. So my message for our politicians and those in government is that for this government, I know they've had their own fair share of shortcomings in this respect. I must confess. But I think we also believe that maybe because of the man's background, military background, maybe that's why some who don't want military recycled to be in government. The Goodluck just mentioned a perfect gentleman, academician to the core. He's been academics, he knows what it is being academic for. Students will criticize you. Students will tell you that equation you solve is, I don't think it's quite right. The very bold ones who want to tell you that you've not done your homework. The good one will come and tell you in the class, or say, working towards your class, Mister, that thing you said, I didn't quite understand, I don't think it's correct. He's used to, that's why, but the other one is the military man, where you back at other, all correct. So he's used to it, so maybe we can accept that. Even the other man, Ambassador, to the same thing. So as we gradually fizzle out of these military men from our body politics, and we'll bring in academicians, journalists like you, find out at the end of the day, the receptive nature of government will be there.
Thank you, Dr. John. Yeah, we got the comments of Pastor Miracle. Now, don't you think the opposition in any country, especially in Nigeria, the opposition should be allowed to also make their comments? They should be allowed to assess government instead of being seen as an enemy.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't want to mention her name. There is one strong opposition master in this state. If that man is the federal level of their party, he will do wonders. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. These are the people we want to see that will be the head of opposition parties. If you don't have opposition, parties or leaders will do whatever they want to do. But when there's an opposition, the opposition will do checks and balances. They'll say, okay, you are supposed to do this. They may advise, they may not take. He was talking about shadow ministers, which is very good. But in this place, we don't have it here, we don't operate it here. So if we have people like that can do checks and balances, okay, come. If what you're supposed to do is supposed to be like this. But they will say because these are not part of their party, they won't take it. And if you look at the time of the Awolowo Wars, the Shagaris, they had government of national unity. You want to be president or governor. I want to be president or governor. It shows that we are good. We have one or two things.
You have
good intentions. Yeah. So if you eventually win, free and fair, not the one you go and win by force. If you eventually win the election, you can say, okay, come, let's put us together and develop this country because you have a good intention towards this country. That's why you see people like, is it not this last US election, the woman that serves as secretary. Clinton.
But let's narrow. Yeah, then narrow.
Even if you want to narrow this place down, like we expect people like Jonathan that quietly and gentlemanly left office because he does not want to fight. Because if I was Jonathan, of course I won't concede that power. Because from day one, we had information how the person that was in the electoral office.
Okay, so what you are saying, you have just made a point now that if you were Jonathan, you would have considered because of some perceived. But that's the beauty of democracy. Opposition today can become ruling party tomorrow. We have this statement credited to former President Goodluck Jonathan. We understand that recently he said that his priority is to ensure that his party, the PDP, regains the presidency in 2019. And he also said that he knows that he's responsible for what happened during the 2015 election. But the issue is he's now in opposition and he's trying to help his party to get back power. I think that will help strengthen democracy in Nigeria. On that note, I want to say, gentlemen, thank you very much. Dr. Dion, for your contributions. Very immense contributions. I hope that stakeholders, relevant authorities would have gained from today's discussion. Pastor Miracle has made very useful contributions as well to strengthening democracy in Nigeria. Thanks for being a part of today's program. Next week, Thursday, promises to be another exciting time on your weekly news and current affairs program, 60 Minutes Nigeria. Until then, have a wonderful weekend ahead. Bye-bye.